sorry.
I'm always glad to see polite people like you. God be with you.
Bash him on the head!
Quick, hardly even hurt, eh?
Show what you're made of!
I'll beat you to a bloody pulp! Show your star!
I feel quite hungry! Go! Die! Go! Quick!
You're always welcome here, good sir.
Good day to you.
What's new?
Nothing much if you look.
The Rutard sent me.
What's that to do with me? I don't want to have anything more to do.
He sends you his regards. And he asked me to remind you that he's still paying for masses for your family.
Sakura.
That's why he told me. So you'd be sure I really did come from...
Sorry for being a bit hostile-like. Good to hear that Sir Quinlan. Give him my greetings, and thank you.
Sure.
So, tell me, what...
I'm planning a certain enterprise.
And
That would be wise. And I need you to get fresh...
that's... A fresh, fast horse don't come cheap. Somewhere a bit further from...
Of course. The last thing And the Ruthards promised to pay for the horse if it comes to any harm.
All right. So look, here next to the stud farm, there's a kind of... When you go alongside the rocks to the end, you'll find a wooded copse not far from the car. There's a well-trodden patch of ground there. So that's where I'll have that. Hopefully, nothing will happen to him if I just leave him there. Recently, there's been wolves and wild dogs sniffing around here, so we have to watch out for the animals.
Thanks.
You ought to be. I wish you the best of...
Show me your...
Nothing to your liking, sir?
This must be the chapel Rosa was talking about. I was supposed to look through its arch for some old ruins. Well, let's see. The chapel directed me here. There's no doubt about that. So somewhere around here, I have to find a stone cross, and then go in the direction the top is pointing. A cross in stone. This could be the place Rosa mentioned. I'll grab the spade and see if I'm in the right place. Ugh, a tough job, but it was worth it. The way to Malashov is clear. Now I get it. Those boards were supported by beams to hold the earth above, so there didn't have to be as much of it. Hidden and firm. Really smart. It's a good thing they did it that way too, so I didn't have to dig as much. Damn it, that's cold. What's this door doing here? Could it be another of the Ruthard's tricks? But if this beam is dropped onto those cleats, no one would break through in a hurry. I reckon with this, any defenders could hold off their pursuers for quite some time. This will come in handy on the way back. This looks like it could be the wall of the Malashov cellars. There's no going back. This is it. All right then. Courage, Henry. Courage. You can do this. This is gonna take a while.
And Ruthard and Liechtenstein are turning the Kuttenberg houses against us.
Bavag will deal with Odoard. But Liechtenstein is your concern. How come you haven't caught him yet?
He's slippery as an eel. He's hiding somewhere in the Jewish quarter. I sent spies to track him down, but they never came back.
Flush him out of that hole of his. For fuck's sake!
Why such concern, Otto? Kuttenberg is ours. Sigismund has the reins firmly in his hands.
He's got fuck all in his hands. Sigismund thought at first he'd come to terms with his brother Wenceslas, clear the way for him to the imperial throne, and take the Bohemian throne for himself. But Wenceslas couldn't even get off his drunken ass and go to Rome for the coronation. And now, the glorious Hungarian king has fallen for Jobst and his damned truce. He's been taken in by that treacherous turncoat.
Jobst betrayed Wenceslas. And Sigismund. And now us. He fooled all of us. But what can he really do against us?
I'll tell you what. While pretending to parley, he incensed the Hungarian nobles against Sigismund.
Surely Sigismund's army can deal with that inconvenience.
Ha! He was paying his Cumans by letting them pillage Bohemia. He set half the people against him in the country he wants to rule. And now, there is nothing left to plunder. While we are shuffling our feet here, Jobst is surely mustering an army.
What are we going to do?
We've got Cabon. That'll keep Hanush and the Lipa people at bay. If they ever want to see their heir alive.
Jobst has Liechtenstein mustering other allies for him. We get him in our grasp, and Jobst will be like a fish out of water in Bohemia.
I'll drag him out of that Jewish den with my own two hands. Count on me, sir.
The betrayers of Christ, hiding a betrayer. They are rich. All that's needed is a good pretext.
The Kuttenbergers will be quite happy if their debts to those usurers happen to go up in smoke.
Yeah.
You're learning fast, young man.
The gate open. A horseman, sir!
Hanush is out of the game. The Kuttenbergers are taken care of, and we'll catch Liechtenstein. You'll see, my friend. Good times are coming.
Your Graces, King Sigismund is convening the town council, but first he requests your presence at the Sedlitz monastery, without delay.
What's all the urgency about?
Surely you must know that yourself, sir. The captives fled Trotsky Castle and killed Istvan Toth while escaping.
What?
That's not possible. That's a lie.
It is true, Lord Toth is dead.
Who? Speak!
The messenger said something about Cobbler's bastard and some outlaws.
I swear, by everything that is holy, I will find that whoreson, and I will rip out his heart!
Jesus. What's with that boy?
Sir Istvan was like a father to him. You better go.
Bring the horses!
Shame about that dog.
Lord von Berloff
Luck was on
had
my
to leave on
side.
important
Now to find
business at
Capon
King
and get out of
Sigismund.
here.
He took a small escort with him, so the garrison is slightly weakened now. So, be extra alert on your watch. If I find anybody slacking off, they'll get the whip.
You got it, Conrad.
Diepold, I'll send Hyman to the gate. You'll be in charge of the southern and eastern fortifications.
All right, Conrad. I'll get right on it.
Franz, run along back to the guardhouse and get some sleep so you don't fall asleep during the night watch.
Aye, don't worry.
The rest of you know your orders. You'll be sorry if you don't. Dismissed. And don't drink too much.
Got it, comrade.
Vitek, that cart is starting to get on my fucking nerves.
I understand. I'll get right on it.
And tell Drahomira it's getting late, so she won't forget to take some food to our honored guests. I gave her the keys so I wouldn't have to fuck around with it myself.
Don't worry. It's already taken care of. I saw her taking it to them.
Well, that's great. That woman must be the only one I can rely on. Hey, you two. Have you seen Lotzig and Dietrich? I'll get my hands on them soon. Anyway, pay attention. You don't want to repeat everything I said.
Why me? Eh? What the? Where's that body? Huh? I'll tear you a new arsehole, you fucker! I'll hack you up like you deserve.
I'll deal with that bastard for you.
No match for us, fucker!
Hey, get him!
Punishment by the blade, my favorite. Show your stuff. Don't think I won't cut you to pieces. I'll kill you. You want to try me? What the fuck will shoot you dead?
Victory or death!
You know my...
You arrest him!
Fuck! The pillory can't get a shot at you! Useless!
I'll chop you up on the spot! You wanna try me?
Punishment by my favorite.
Take that!
Can't see it! How dare you, can't get a shot in! Do it! You'll see what we do with criminals, bastard! Yo, fuck! Punishment by the blade.
What is happening? Who are you?
Quiet. If you make a peep, we're done for.
Henry?
Good God, Henry.
What are you doing here? What do you think I'm doing? Hunting boar? Came to save your noble arse.
My noble arse thanks you. Oh, how did you get here?
I'll tell you later. Who's this?
Vauquelin-Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. At your service.
Brabant led the defense at Kuttenberg. He's Sigismund's prisoner, same as me.
And I came very close to holding the town. Besides...
There's no time for chit-chat. He's our ally. We can't leave him behind. Right, no doubt you've got a cunning plan for us to get out of here, right? Well, let's hear it.
Of course I have a plan. Listen, I got to the fortress through a secret passageway that old Ruthard told me about. Von Burgov knows nothing about it.
C'est magnifique! Very cunning.
They know in the fortress now that something's up, but we can handle it. We're lucky von Burgov left the fortress along with von Aulitz and some of the garrison. So I'll take you to that passageway, and we'll get out. We'll get to the forest not far from here. I'll have some horses ready there.
Formidable! I call that an elegant plan. I myself... So...
What? Wait.
Well, it's just a passageway. There's a bit...
You can forget about it. I'm not going through it.
What?
Let me repeat. It's...
It is not silver...
Oh, and how would you... What do I know?
Un moment.
Yes?
And what about...
I think there's a couple, yeah.
Très bien. But I think we could... Then you simply open the gate, et voila, we are gone. It may not be the best plan. It was not back then either.
That's a wonderful plan. But...
Exactement. To have a proper...
Damn it, Henry.
Well done.
I certainly...
I'll go ahead and scout it out.
And how will you...
Well, the stables can be seen from the end...
Agreed.
But you must be absolutely...
True.
Précisément.
Right.
Brabant, keep watch by the stairway. I'll go to the window and wait for Henry's signal.
I think it would be better if you watch the stairs. You are younger. I discovered them because I stared them from a distance. You see? Eh bien, I will watch the stairs if Monsieur le Chapon so insists.
It is Henri.
I have...
Now I will show you.
I have a...
Thanks, Henry.
The horses are here. As soon as it's safe, I should give Capon the signal. Well, that's that. Now I just need to wait for Capon. Lord Jesus Christ, stand by our side. Not yet. First, I have to get Sir Hans to the horses.
I must admit, mes amis, the last time I have had such a suspense was when I was rescuing the King of France.
Oui, monsieur, you're surely brave. And fortune favors the brave. Yeah! Free at last!
Thank you for coming for me, Henry. You're a great friend. The best I could wish for.
After today, you may also count me among your friends. I, Vauquelin Brabant, chevalier, aventurier et voyageur. I'm at your service, mon brave Henri. And I have an excellent idea. In your honor, I shall name my new horse after you.
Pleased to meet you, Sir Vacula.
My name is Vauquelin.
Vauquelin?
Vauquelin. Vauquelin.
Vauquelin... would you mind if I just call you Brabber?
Brabant. En.
Brabant?
Que peut-on y faire? It will have to do. Do not concern yourself, mon ami. Clearly, you are not talented in the art of conversation. But at least you have courage and other skills. You carried out the entire operation truly brilliantly. I could not have done it much better myself. And look, mon ami, how the fresh air suits Monsieur Chapon. He has finally stopped drawing in self-pity.
What self-pity, damn it? I was locked up for days in a tiny stinking room.
Ah, come now, mon cher. Luck was simply not on your side for once. That is all. Now we are finally free. The time has come for grand deeds. I did not waste my time in captivity. I fought everything over diligently. Listen.
Please, I'd prefer not to.
What's troubling you, Sir Hans?
What do you think? It all turned to shit again, and I ended up in captivity. I'm thankful at least that Hanush won't have to pay von Bergov a ransom for me. I'd never live that down. But I'll still have to listen to another lecture from him about how useless I am. Or do you have a different feeling about our Trotsky mission?
True. Not everything went according to plan. Actually, almost nothing went to plan. But at least I finally got revenge on Istvan. That Horson got what he deserved. Believe me.
My Christ, you got Istvan! That's welcome news. No one will miss that fucker. Nice work. But I don't think that'll help me much with Hanush.
At least we know now that von Bergov was just hoodwinking us, and has no intention of standing against Sigismund.
That is for sure! And you certainly outsmarted him in the end. I will bet that Sigismund will scold him more than Hanush would Chapon. Mes amis, nous sommes libres. We are free. That is an opportunity we must seize. I still have enough tricks up my sleeve that I will perform for Sigismund now.
But first, I'd need to get good and drunk.
C'est facile. I know how it can be arranged. There is one very pretty vineyard nearby. The owner has been my friend since the time I...
Don't start. Christ, wounds. Such destruction and havoc.
War. Monsieur Chapon, you have yet to participate in a real battle. But I fought against les Valaques at Naples, and les Anglais in Bourgogne. And that is how war looks, whether in Italy or La Bohème. It is always the same.
That's not war, it's barbarism. What value did this village have?
Eh bien, I would estimate 5 courtyards. Annual revenues could be perhaps, several hundred groschen.
That's not what I meant, Bakalin. No fortress. Maybe one fortified courtyard? Practically insignificant militarily. That's not how war should be fought. This is unjust.
Do not give way to sentimentality, monsieur. A village could harbor spies and saboteurs or supply the enemy, and destroying enemy assets is an effective tool of war. Wars are not decided only in battles. There are not even many of those. To strike in the rear, make the enemy lose and bleed. That is how most conflicts are fought. However, wait a year or two, the village will be settled. The population will increase again. That is how it always happens.
But we're the nobility. Our task is to lessen the chances of such things happening.
You're right, Hans. We must find allies and put a stop to it as soon as possible, so we can save as much as we can.
Yes, but we failed in Trotsky. And now this is our punishment.
I see that short captivity has turned you into a philosopher, Lord Capon. You should apply to the Faculty of Arts before the muse lifts you again.
Here!
Damn. I've wandered off somehow. I should get back to Hans.
Quick! Quick!
all the bandits in the whole wide world, we run into this pair of scoundrels.
I fucked everything up.
Oh, get up, lad. Everyone makes mistakes. Only a better man owns up to them. At least we know now what kind of vermin we're dealing with.
What brings you here? We just escaped from Malashov, and right now...
There's no time for haste. One thing at a time, my boy. Word reached Rattay that you pair got yourselves into a nice mess. I'm glad to see you both in one piece.
It's best if Henry tells you.
No sooner had we spied, we made camp by a pond, only we were ambushed by bandits in the evening. They
And how did you two manage to get out alive?
Just by a stroke of good luck. We were both in a bad way.
Only after that, we couldn't get into the castle, though. We looked like a...
And the bastards treated us as such.
But you did get into Trotsky in the end, didn't you?
Von Bergov was behaving oddly right from the start. But we had no idea. It all came out after we set out with Von Bergov's men to deal with the bandits who were rampaging in his domain.
Only they ambushed us and took me and Henry captive for ransom.
But it turned out these very outlaws are on our side. They're fighting for King Wenceslas on the orders of Sokolov.
Well, I'll be...
So Von Bergov has been the real enemy all this...
Zhizhka.
I think you'll meet him soon enough.
What impression did he make on you?
He's an interesting fella. Handy with a weapon, but also pretty tricky. It's best to keep a fella like that.
He made quite an impression on me, for one. I'll be happy, but if only it didn't have to be in Rabors.
We're riding to a gathering of King Wenceslas's supporters. If fortune favors us, the future fate of the...
If we keep standing around here gabbing about it, it'll be decided without...
Patience, my friend. This pair have just returned from the clutches of the enemy. No doubt...
Like how in the devil did you...
I was helped by the Ruthard family, the former rulers of Malashov, in exchange for dealing with some trouble they had with Ulrich of Hradec.
Ulrich Favak? But he's the mint master.
Well, he won't be for long. If it comes to light that he's been put...
It seems you've been pretty busy.
But don't forget to say what you found out from Von...
Sigismund has convened the city council. The word is, Sigismund is going to make an important...
He picked a nice time for it. But at least he won't be...
Now, if we had one of our people at that, we'd get Sigismund's plan.
My very words. And young Lord Capon will go with us to Rabosh. But you'll have to... and try to worm your way into...
What? How can I get in there?
You've got the dirt on Vavak. Just tell him either he gets you into the council chamber, or you get him...
It's worth a try.
I hope that assembly... If Sigismund is just going to announce an increase in taxes, there's not much point...
Well, at least you can enjoy... And don't worry, I'll eat and drink...
If I come back and find you there...
T'inquiète. I will go as well.
Hans?
Vaclin Brabant.
He was a captive of Lord von Bergov's, like me.
In that case, he'll be a welcome...
You don't know what you're promising, Baron. Watching Sir Hat...
The main thing is to watch out for yourself. As soon as you can do so without raising suspicion...
He'll manage it, but now we really need...
Adieu et bonne...
And to you. I ought to go and see Rosa when I'm in town. No doubt she'd like to know how it went with that book.
who have we here? Stop! Don't be shy, seeing as how we know each.
What do you have?
How about I tease you?
The riddle sound.
Great! Last time you got the better of me. So I'd like the... Do you agree?
Maybe Lady Luck will...
Oh! Jaromir, the coachman, hailed from Rabosh. One morning, he set off for Kuttenberg with an empty coach. 3 lads boarded in Bohonovitz. When he arrived in Boyisht, one of the boys got out, and a washerwoman took his place. In Hoshan, the washerwoman went on her way, and a peddler and his daughter boarded. In Psitoke, the remaining lads alighted and took the peddler's daughter with them. And straight away, 2 fishermen got in. And on reaching Kuttenberg that evening, they invited the coachman to the bathhouse and got pig drunk. And now you tell me, what was the coachman's name?
Jaromir.
That's right. You've won the bet. But before I pay you,
I'll take the money.
Here you are. God be with you, sir.
Easy, good horse.
Whoa!
Careful.
Gepriesen sei der Herr.
I'll have a look at the...
Thank you, sir, and come again.
Whoa! Whoa!
Charcoal here.
Wood vinegar, pitch.
I feel quite hungry.
Christ,
pardon me.
Taking so long?
kind
Easy. Easy. Nice and slow.
Ow! You ran into me!
Up!
Christ, woo! Watch out with that horse!
So, I went to see my brother. Are you blind?
Whoa! Whoa!
I don't know what you said to them. I'm sorry.
I'm always glad to see polite people like you. God be with you.
God be with you. By the way,
My favourite book?
as I wandered through the fortress, and there it lay.
You really found it? By the way,
Actually not.
that's too bad.
Why do you think so?
I just think you might find some... Not in absolutely everything. Look, you've never thought about writing something.
Me?
How should I know? Poetry, a novel, a treatise...
That's a
Wouldn't you want to at least...
I suppose I'm not...
There are still a few blank pages left.
That sounds great.
We'll have plenty of light and privacy in my chambers. Will you...
My pleasure.
How
You haven't thought?
Now, I have many...
Both? Well,
Just tell me what you'd like to read about. A tale of... I'll take careful note.
well, being a man...
Why not?
You mean I have to think up a...
You don't need to.
How about, priest?
Well, I've never taken... What interests you?
Well, I know a priest who fought in the war, but he also has a penchant for...
Well, Let's see. A
They thought he was odd, true enough. But otherwise, they liked that he didn't pretend to be a saint.
I can just see it.
I myself spent some time at the Sasa...
Really? No offense. How in the world did you end up?
I wanted to dedicate all of the fight. My heart beats for one.
That...
Man, they're hip.
Aren't you?
Oh, but... And then they let...
What if...
I wouldn't do it.
She wouldn't be the...
She just tried... She cared...
A perfect...
Literally.
And how did this go?
The Mother of God appeared to her in a...
And was there any proof that this...
One time she dreamed about a cave, frequented by the devil himself.
And did you meet the...
No, but I found the bodies of several people.
And you think it was the work of Satan? More like a band of thieves or some robber baron?
Let me finish. Up top, near the shaft, I met the murderer.
That is certainly strange. But it still seems more like...
Well, that's what happened.
Oh, well...
Yes. Well...
Why not?
You mean I have to think up a name?
You don't...
Somebody well...
Nothing is as perfect as it may seem.
Make them to be...
Let me remind you, Sigismund keeps...
I'm talking about the majority.
That's true. Anyway, which bad character...
Self-centeredness.
I agree. And I've even got...
Well?
Not yet.
What?
A picture. Especially if you'll be...
What?
Try to look like a miser.
Quintessence, yeah?
Well, now we're done.
Oh, finally. I'm sore all over.
Your suffering is over. Come take a look at what we've done. Your reward. This book won't be getting any more done. So what about that story of our...
Sermons for all...
You see? And what about the sketch?
Oh, it's pretty, Rick.
But otherwise, I think...
Well... And for that matter...
No beating around the book. Please do stop by sometime. Perhaps I can show you my...
You said you could...
If you ask nice...
Very well, then.
That depends on what... Or if you prefer act... But I won't so.
Maybe another...
I'm at your service, sir. I apologize.
Careful.
No, I don't.
Huh? God be with you, good man.
What married? Why wouldn't I?
We don't want you. I'm curious.
I don't know who you...
That's true. But now he's up.
How would you know?
Because we haven't made his acquaintance.
Well, I'm guessing...
No, I
don't know.
Oh, come on. I'm an ex... I was born, Martin, and I say you can have a... You're sure to get this...
Look...
Why?
Well...
Yeah, but the gold...
I better be...
Farewell.
How about a game?
Glad to hear... I don't let... I mean...
What game would you... Courtiers.
Let's...
Maybe you're not playing for the first time, but you can't beat me. Finished. Your turn. Someone's throwing well. Well, you're not afraid of anything. I hope you don't throw like that again. Mother of God, what are you punishing me for?
Better not forget about that council assembly.
Why the hell do they pour the beer on? And what can I get for you?
I'm a bit peckish. An ale, as usual.
Janoshen Adam.
You want to start?
Oh, fuck no.
Let's have a
To
Pytam się jej, czy nie chce wskoczyć na konika.
Ada, for fuck's sake.
A wiesz co ona mi na to?
She says she don't understand shit, huh? Shut the fuck up, both of you.
A co ty taki wrażliwy?
Did Henry take his sweet time with the rope? Or are you the
No, he's thicker now. If Henry...
Chcesz mordę?
Shut up! Fucking... What biting your arse, devil, huh? I wanted to say I'm glad you and Ada are back.
No to my się sami napijemy.
Yeah!
We should raise a toast to Henry. You'd be dead if...
I suppose so.
Ungrateful! That we should all thank Henry for bringing us to the same... So...
To me, then.
May he live long.
How you...
Want to punch?
Don't start, you pair of cock.
To Henry.
Za tę śliczną
Only that. Tell us about it, Henry.
I also found that he grew tired of your pack. He prefers...
Zdradziecki zaplu...
What did he say?
Nothing nice, I'd imagine. What about the rest?
And Raniek is dead.
Somebody ran dice.
Not quite. But it was dice that paid him...
Kurwa! Dał słowo, że tym razem na pewno wygra.
Don't feel bad, hey? What about the rest?
And Bahuta, so he could pass the law...
Co za jełop. Nawet Bóg ma go w dupie.
He got to try hard. Wake up before sunrise. Fuck.
That's it?
So... Unfortunately.
So, to loyal brother...
Yeah, to our...
W moim ogródeczku rośnie różyska. Napój mi, Maniusiu, mego. Nie chcę, nie napoję, bo się kunia.
No.
To teraz ty.
What did he say? I'd be delighted. Underneath our windows, water flows so clear. Take my little horse there, and I won't water.
Cudownie.
Henry, my friend.
A mnie nie?
You won't.
No to...
What did he...
We drink.
Of course.
Two last drop. That is... You tell...
Fellas.
I could not say...
Amen.
Oh, kurva. I feel like shit. What were you doing?
We'll give it some thought.
Who is this?
We were defending a cut.
Can he be trusted?
Aye. He's known to provoke. Did you see what happened?
You mean how they wanted to cut his throat for...
Aye. It's best not to play with...
What should I know about the...
Just...
I heard he...
He's the captain of Znoi. Here's a... Sir,
what?
We're both... When think...
Aren't you worried?
Do you think I should...
I don't know. But when you're stalking Liechtenstein...
No one forced Catherine. Remember how she dealt with the guards at Trotsky? She's braver and more dangerous.
Aye, but...
Catherine sharpens her dagger every...
So...
Honestly...
Aye,
you all...
almost and often...
So what's...
Well, I've got Kibienka, and Janos. It's not now, we just have to figure out how to give hell.
What am I to do? So what's next?
Well, I've got Kibienka. Now we just have to figure out how to give hell.
What am I to do?
You want the practice?
Let's fight.
All right.
I want...
All right. I'll tan your hide. Come on! Fight or die!
All yours. Stop! I give up.
Fuck! Damn it! I give up.
Eat my steel. Like that, eh? He came, he saw, he shot himself.
Aye.
What's a little bit?
I'd like to...
I
could use the company of...
My...
Why?
Excellent.
I didn't know a man could be that flexible. I'd be happy to do that again sometime. I apologize.
About time. I'm glad you came. Now you're going to get it. Fuck you! What do you want?
do it!
Always glad to see polite people like you. God be with you.
Greetings, Master Guard.
God. Christ, pardon me.
May God give you...
A fine day for some fine wares.
Hold your horses. What are you barging in here for?
Glad to see you again.
You have the gall to show me your face again?
Hold your horses. Actually, I have a little off.
You've come to blackmail.
Call it what you like. I need to...
The assembly? The one King Sigismund is supposed to attend in person?
No, Sigismund's just a usurper.
Singing Ruthard's song, eh? And tell the truth.
I want to know what Sigismund tells the council.
You want to spy? Do you know what you're risking? Forget it!
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel? If you want to keep your position, and you...
All right. If I get you into the council, you'll behave appropriately and you won't betray yourself, or especially me. And that will be the end.
All right.
You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. Mikey's roughly around your age. Maybe he can... Although, not everyone would want to give up an
Who's this?
Franta's his name. Franta Cooldown. He's an idler and a boozer. Which reminds me, you'll need his letter of permission. Otherwise, you won't...
What will I need to work?
Fast feet and good manners. And the...
Excuse me?
Do you think you can serve the king in a...
Well, no. But...
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery made specially for meeting the king.
Where can I find...
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes at the market today, from Master Tailor Schneider. You'll almost certainly run into him there. That is, if he's up and about after his boozing bout. I swear that fellow practically lives at
the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron Eagle. That is...
What would work on him? How can I be...
Would you like me to give you a letter for him? I told you how to get to...
I'll be going then.
Just make sure we both come out of it.
Careful!
I'm at your service, sir.
Brothers in Christ, ever since the settlers
I'm always glad to see polite people like you.
I apologize. My respects.
Buy 2 pots, I've got lots. Have a
Oh!
Buy 2 pots, I've got lots. Have a ball as well. Sound as the bell.
So, Master Taylor, have you got those clothes for me?
Here they are.
The finest
fabric.
wares,
The
quality
finest
goods.
work. I nearly left my fingers on them for buttons. I'll tell you, you won't get work like that just anywhere.
No more than I'd expect after the amount they cost, but they're first class, I have to admit. Thanks, Schneider. I'd gladly recommend you if anyone asks.
Fine day for some fine wares. Come, please. Big and small.
I'm sorry.
What would you like?
I hear one.
You're too late. Franto.
You must be Franta Cooldown.
I am. And who might you be?
I'm Henry. I heard you're...
I am.
Supposing I took the job on for you. You can put your...
Look here. It's not like I'm all that keen on it, but it's well paid. Them councillors stuffing their faces and guzzling wine, while I run around like... Why would you want to stick your...
Linen canvas, the softest linen canvas. Come and buy the finest canvas.
I want to see the king.
Why's that?
I heard a lot about him. How he...
And as bad-tempered as the devil. He's got the... The more I think about it, to begin with, you'll need confirmation. Look here. Do you have any idea what's...
Of course.
All right. No, show the confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you.
That makes sense.
And you'll need a waiter's livery. Here it is. I look like a prick in it. The main thing is, don't lose it.
Thanks. I won't disgrace you. I promise.
You better not. Take care.
Hogs here, twice fired.
All from the finest left. Do your shopping here, and you're in the clear.
Pots here. Twice fired.
Come and take your pick. New wares.
Bowls, pots, pot lids. The finest mug.
Franta Cooldown sent me.
Franta's not coming.
He got as drunk as a lord.
I might have expected. Once, he turned... I told him if... Oh, well... We can't be without a wait. So, have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure.
Everything's in... You've got a waiter's... A tunic, yeah. You can put your steel aside in front of the council chair. You don't want to be dragging a load if you're running around. Everything as it should. Do you know what your duty for an inexperienced green...
Well, I'll happily listen to it.
I should certainly... Now listen. A good waiter should stand in a corner, look willing and ready, and not, in short, behave as if you... But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table, white Takaib or red monastery wine.
White or red, by the door to the chapel.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarzhitz, you must not put... When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has to be in... We can't allow that to happen in the...
All right. Sir Adam of Zarzhitz stays...
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes.
Remember who...
That too. And in general...
Oh?
Well... Understand?
Absolutely.
Correct, but you'll man...
I know everything I need.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easy...
There are the pictures of wine. Hopefully I won't splash anyone's shoes.
Is a joke, and on top of that, the army was requisitioning from it. Should the... Town Reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the domain?
Hey, wait, pour me some Takai.
What are you getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who freed Hinnick The Dry Devil used that thing. That Hackenbücher. Hand cannon. Can you believe it?
Boy,
Where did they get them?
Why?
You're the one who should know where they got them, since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is
I
that they
apologise,
had
sir.
them, Herr God.
Which wine?
It is
White
eine
Tokai.
Schande when outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison. And Herr König surely knows this too.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not realize what Schwierigkeiten this is. The Dry
Boy,
Devil is
are you
running
deaf or
free.
something?
There are
Why?
Raubritter
White.
everywhere in the region. We have the army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to fight, exactly? The merciful
You can
King
shove that damn
Sigismund
picture.
providing us with protection, isn't he?
Der König and his army will not be here forever.
Shut up! The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coin for better? Pour me some monastery
We
wine.
can always confiscate the property of the king's enemies, nicht wahr?
We are more than familiar with the jämmerlich state of our armory. And the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe
Monastery
if he
wine,
waived some
here.
of the taxes?
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to
sorry,
wreak
sir.
havoc all around?
Orders from
We
above.
can always
This
ask
is
the king to bring
unbelievable.
order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty
I fancy
thinks
some
about the
Tokai.
matter.
Refill,
Maybe
boy.
we can change his mind.
I apologise, sir. Which wine?
White Tokai.
Good, sir.
Well, thank the Lord.
I'd like to report to the Honourable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
I'd like some monastery
You mean
wine.
baths or
Refill my cup,
brothels?
boy.
That's not a good idea, sir.
This is unbelievable.
So, the cleanliness of the city is not what it should be. The current baths in the city fall far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
More
You're
wine,
right, Jerome.
Master Bailiff.
But a woman named Betty has showed up on Hopbrink and wants to repair the baths that used to be there.
She's a protege of Maresh. Her efforts are commendable, but I don't think she will succeed. It takes...
I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of it by telling me who the item belongs to.
And what is it?
A silver goblet. She sneaked into Sir Ulrich's house and stole it. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, he'll turn this. Go and get it. And don't you make a mess there.
They can get leeches there for free as well.
Where can I find...
Use your eye and come right...
You know what?
So what? Going to the baths is neither a civic duty nor a right.
Have you forgotten the Black Death? A great many people died needlessly.
Are you questioning God's plan? The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths, unless the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going on in there.
Keeping the city clean is important, but we don't have money to spend. Arguing about who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
It's only a waste of time because we're always arguing about the same thing.
Not at all. If you'd finally admit that it's a trifle, we wouldn't have to keep coming back to it.
A trifle? Do you ever walk the streets here? Sewage, rats, slop, and rubbish. The least we can do for the
Nice.
citizens is to provide them with a place to
so...
wash.
Might this be?
What nonsense! Next, you'll want me to serve wine to everyone for free.
So?
Why not? In Jerome
I did.
Not so loud. And now go.
Everything would be free.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Gentlemen, let's agree to disagree. What if the king heard us?
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way, at least until His Majesty honors us with his visit. And as we know, Gunslin absolutely hates him.
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage.
I apologize, sir.
Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Me? That's the
Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident. You were there, weren't you?
Oh, that. Just a small misunderstanding. We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving me.
Good, sir.
Are you defending Rutard? Besides, if his men attacked yours, as I've heard, then we have a good reason to punish him.
What happened there? Leave nothing out.
I don't like Rutard, true, but in this case it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city
Why?
gossiped about it.
I'd like some white.
I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's grossly exaggerated. I don't think Rutard will cause any trouble. He is sensible enough not to draw attention to himself while the king is here.
That's true.
Thank you,
Because if
waiter.
we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
Unless he puts an end to us first. God knows what he wants to tell us.
You there, lad.
If nothing
A
happens,
cup of bread.
there's no point in
And
dwelling
don't you
on
skimp on me.
Let's move on.
I apologize,
I'm
sir.
sorry, Andreas,
Which
but I
one?
wouldn't brush it off so quickly.
Monastery
Why do I
Red.
have the feeling you're not telling us the whole truth, Ulrich?
Are you accusing me of lying?
Those are strong
Sir?
words, my friend. Nobody said anything like that, did they?
Well,
Then why doesn't he tell us what really happened?
I'm not keeping anything from you, but there's little truth to the rumors circulating around the town. Yes, Rutard and I had a little disagreement, but we ended it quickly because his daughter wanted to get involved. I didn't want to expose the girl to any unpleasant sights.
So Rutard is hiding behind his own daughter's skirts.
As if it wasn't enough that he sent his son to die defending the city.
All right. If we really don't have anything new to say, let's turn the page.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. If we tolerate this, the rabble in the city will go wild and do whatever they want. I suspect the gentleman from the city's sword fighting
Hey,
school
boy,
brought this
a full
custom
cup
to
of
us.
monastery
It's now
wine.
run by the German Menhard. Who knows who that fellow is?
Don't
I
be
apologize, sir.
ridiculous, Forsook.
Which wine?
Red,
You act
but
like
quickly.
you've never been in a fight yourself. And to accuse a swordsman
Sir?
without a shred of proof. We're not some old fishwives in
hang
the
around me.
marketplace.
Vanish!
So you will
me?
just leave it be?
Proven offences are punished by the
As you
bailiff.
wish,
And that's that.
Sir Ulrich.
There are more pressing matters to deal with.
Want to see
More
you again.
pressing than the open contempt
Hey,
of the whole
Bob,
town
a
garrison.
word.
The guards are apparently settling accounts their own way. We'll soon be the laughing stock of the whole town.
Refill, sir.
You
Do
can
you
rest
think I come
assured
to
the
the
whole
council
town
just to
is
go for
already
wine?
laughing at us
Come here.
all day long. So what if they have one more reason?
My words exactly. The town council.
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and I can't just get up and walk out now.
All right.
I knew I could count on. While you're at it, count how many figures.
But why?
Because I'm bored.
We're like this. Why waste our time?
That was easy enough. And he wanted me to count the winged figures.
So,
I found your...
Really? And did you count those?
I counted...
And did you count all the money?
Oh.
Go back to...
There's the eternal dispute over the cathedrals. The building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to make a royal mining city. Why can't we build faster? Hire more craftsmen, start with night shifts.
Haven't you noticed there's a war going on?
A cup of bread.
Are the experts from far off supposed to work
I apologize,
the city under
sir.
siege?
Which one?
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
Oh, you do? Do you? And what would that be?
Like, for instance, that
Sir?
you'd like to have your own altar there?
So what if I would?
You,
Hold
lad.
your horses, gentlemen.
You look familiar.
That space in the side nave is
Have
mine.
we met?
Then hell freezes over, my friend. Your place is at least 2 steps behind
I
mine.
really couldn't
The
say. Sir.
swordsmith dares to insult me?
I have a feeling I've
I
spoken
think
with you
not.
before, too.
Excuse me?
Or with
You
someone
wanted
who
to buy
looks a
yourself
hell
an
of a
altar
lot
in
like
the
you.
cathedral, just like you bought yourself a seat in this council.
How dare you? I acquired my seat for the services our guild provided and still provides to the crown.
Well, I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army. If that's all they have,
Waiter,
they would be defeated
pour
by
me
that
red
bunch
wine.
of ne'er-do-wells from
apologize,
the
sir.
alehouse on Opring.
Which wine?
What?
Red
Wells.
Those wrestlers upstairs, of course. People from the whole town go to watch them brawl.
Oh, this is news to me.
Because it has all been sorted out. Not long ago, the guards raided and threw them all out.
Ah, yes, I had forgotten.
Sir?
What do we have to discuss next?
Good. Now run along.
I'm telling you, something is being planned.
Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
Azonal Gyurcsák össze, a legjobb katonákat, és kelkinek útra!
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
Like this plan of falls!
Come now, Father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujitz parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject. Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi.
Wait a moment.
Yeah. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them.
I wouldn't. Who's that French fellow you...
The great Baron Brabant. He's got more fairy...
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have...
How does it feel?
What?
Or?
No fear. Why?
What do you...
I'll leave.
But
Indeed.
I don't...
In that...
God be with you, my friend.
And with you. I'm glad you finally accepted. What can I say?
Good health to you, sir.
Baron Vauquelin Brabant. I am a warrior, a traveler.
My word.
Mais non. And I'm glad.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Baron. How did you...
Ah, c'est une histoire. And only lost...
That needs...
Oh,
You...
Ah, this Bohemia is a strange land. I have seen... Do tell me...
My lord.
Aye. Then?
Where have you...
But if you... And you... Which one?
You say...
Jamais, I think.
How come...
I am my great... There?
She spends Bartosh's money on food and wine. She acts all pious, sighed in church.
Such rare guests. One wouldn't I'm Godwin.
Peace.
How do you...
It's and I'm and...
Who would rather... Why did we have to...
Because and what...
Are you looking...
Let us say... You... Whatever...
Did you...
Not...
You don't... You...
Henry. That would be him.
Well, maybe you'll get to know each other better. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead...
Wait. From Scarlet's?
Aye.
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one.
And that was...
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another...
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, at least none of his own. He took in Henry, and raised him as his own, on the orders of Henry's real...
I don't care if he took care of 20 other Mamson.
That boy's blood father denied him.
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry...
Enough. I'd rather...
For that...
Good health.
L'chaim.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here, too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
Do you have news? I'm not going to die.
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, that went just as it...
And to yours.
I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst. He made an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein.
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of.
I have my... From what I've heard about you,
Is that so?
Indeed. And that's...
As it happens.
Excellent. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan has... And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council.
Well, I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and set...
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, but we'll be waiting in the military...
If Sigismund decides to mount an attack on the camp...
but it won't. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able...
But he can't retreat either.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until the plan to work. We need allies. Their money. We just need negotiators.
Are you saying you said everything?
More like in... If we find support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea...
Why are you...
Because I want to put us... And also because I'm happier with Wenceslas.
I'll help you.
I'll give you 3 names. Bocek of Kut... If you can get those 3 on our side. Meanwhile, I'll...
What if it does?
I refuse to even consider that outcome.
Why me?
Because you've got a head on your shoulders. You know how... You and your friend Henry are similar in that respect. There aren't many like...
Tell me a bit more.
Certainly.
Bocek of...
That's just the thing. He's got massive... He doesn't play the big game. He always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his mind up...
Alder the...
He still is. The only one who retained his... Only he's here. Instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Kut, but he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the rich bird.
Anna of Waldstein.
Wenzel Bartosz.
I was quite surprised to see her here.
A male affair? Anna is holding back and behaving like an exempt, but don't trust appearances. She's got claws, she knows how to do her sums, and
And what use can she be to us?
She's as sharp as they come when it comes to... There are wicked tongues that claim... And that it was thanks to...
I'll get on it.
I wish us...
Success.
Cheers! I'll tell you, nobody has the likes of these.
Not even Bocek?
Not even Bocek. And he's a...
I'd like to check your horses out.
Pa, even better. But you won't believe it until you...
And you might not believe your...
Well, well.
I wanted to...
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without it by your leave.
I want to have a word with Older.
Well,
I apologize
for interrupting our conversation? Or just for being you?
Is that your...
Unfortunately.
I came with a delegation from...
Why so strict?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheat. I got him a place at the Archbishopric to have some sense beaten into his head. Only it wasn't long. And then I find out But he took his boozing and whoring along with him.
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard...
You have the impertinence to show me your...
I wouldn't set foot here if I had a choice. Better to be a priest.
How dare...
You're as shit a father as I am a son. We've got...
You're dishonoring your host.
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor.
That's enough.
Christopher.
You won't get away with those insults.
I'm not... This isn't...
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back! Hey! Who taught you that? Come on, then! That was sneaky.
What's wrong with your legs? Look at my eyes, not at my sword.
Not bad for a priest. Kurma! I'm wounded!
Cover your right side! You've got a gap there I can drive a cart through! Sum quique tribue!
Did they teach you that in the seminary?
Swing with your whole arm, not just your wrist. I might be old, but I'm not written off.
That was sneaky.
Stand firm.
Hey,
otherwise
who
the
taught you
first
that?
strike will put you on your arse.
Did they teach you that in the... Enough! That will do.
God be with you.
Greetings to you, friend.
My God. Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer.
I was in a war, and you ought to know yourself. Not all the...
Aye. Well...
So Father would be satisfied, only he'll...
I thought he was the way...
Not at all. When I was 6 years old, he wouldn't talk to me for a week, because I'd let...
The first time he took me hunting.
Only 3...
I always wondered...
Look, but now...
And that's why...
Aye.
That sounds very important. Considering you... After you... Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it.
What else can...
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hit...
All right, then. It's a nice idea.
Only no one's going to pay for one, because that would be an outright admission.
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and burghers who are loyal to Sigismund.
I expect Alder's not the only one you're after. Leave Alder to me. The plan sounds...
I don't know how to thank you.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime. Mind where you're going.
Wie geht es dir, mein Freund?
God be with you, friend.
And that's exactly why we mustn't push too hard.
God be with you, noble lady. There's something I'd like to...
God be with you. What would that be?
Your diplomatic support.
No beating around the bush, eh? I like that.
Margrave Yob's plan has some gaps, milady.
To muster an army that Margrave can't afford on his own?
Christ.
I should say so. All sorts of people have their eyes on my money. Although, between the two of us, it isn't hard to figure out what...
Hit the nail on the head again.
I am rarely mistaken.
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of this.
Not only for people, but also for good food.
Then you're in the right place.
The wine here is average. The cooks... So, to the point.
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to...
Nothing more? I'd say that's plenty. And why ask me...
It's not only your money, you're well able to negotiate and trade.
Then I'd be happy. If you want me to support you, you must give me a good reason.
Do you have something in particular?
Well, one of the guests here has something.
Who's that?
Harmon Alder. Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with him...
And these...
My relatives somehow dug up some...
You were dealing...
They were not the...
Have you...
No, they're different.
I'm surprised...
Harmon, he has...
And the...
Just insignificant documents.
All right, I'll...
Alder will bring them, but watch yourself. Or...
God be with you, my friend.
Hey, you! What are you doing here?
I'm waiting here.
Oh.
I've been watching you for a while.
Who in God's name?
In God's name, indeed.
Is it that obvious?
Don't blaspheme.
And in the morning, when I met him, I swore, even though my back was scratched raw from our...
That's... a mortal sin. And then lying about it. You won't.
I'll start right away.
May I have a...
You? Unlike...
Young...
He got... But if...
Do you... What
are you... Better... There, and they... Ally...
Godwin, we didn't have much time for conversation on the way.
With pleasure, sir. What are you...
Well, but all going well as long as we...
I couldn't help but notice your son has...
To put it mildly, but not to do him an injustice. No, although, if they didn't...
Wise words.
You know?
May God... Where did you leave Sir Divish?
Haven't you heard? No one even imagined Divish would produce an...
As the...
Godwin.
Well... I've got those papers from all...
Quiet!
My lady, with all the... Here they are.
You're more capable.
You're welcome.
As agreed. I will...
Thank you.
Yes, quite. But let's...
How could I refuse...
And to this...
What was I just thinking about?
Was ist denn los? Ein Bier bitte!
Your great...
Certainly.
Godwin.
Ah, now I remember.
Lord, but...
Indeed.
Your... Sigismund, you want to wait.
I know. Do you realize...
And if a wait...
Before that...
Do you still...
That. So... And such...
John...
That... Yeah.
Although...
But... True. And by...
I was...
The rab... And that...
So...
What?
On...
From... Not the king.
But if...
We don't...
The journey itself was great.
Counterfeit groschen.
How big are they? Big enough for that bastard Ishtar to raise a small army. He caused us a shitload of trouble.
Even though Jobst is right, I'm in favor of decisive action. We can no longer afford to wait.
As if I didn't have enough on my plate already. Like my ward, who I can't leave unattended for a few days without him family again.
That sounds just awful. Sir Bocek, I need to speak with...
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips and some Jobst comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar.
On the contrary.
Does that improvement include a few...
A few thousand men at arms, only in order to get...
You've got my attention.
Don't worry, it's not just your money I want to...
Really?
Anna of Volstein, for instance.
Truly? Well,
I wouldn't mention the word...
All right. I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after. I can't risk it all.
So you need guarantee...
My guarantee is called... If I succeeded in marrying her...
Maybe it's enough to find a suit...
Perhaps someone of suitable...
How about...
He's a...
He may be...
If he gets it. Right now, I'm on the up. Maybe.
I'll convey your...
I don't care what the young lord... If he... The kingdom...
Sir Hanush.
You do?
young...
If he's got some, I'm not... You arranged it
with the niece of...
But, Godwin, you cannot...
Oh, fuck.
So, if you're sick, I'll make sure that you get the...
Oh, you could make...
Forget it. Not a word. Cheers. Cheers.
Exactly why
Sir Bojack.
So Hanush agreed.
Indeed.
Then I will...
Thank you.
Enough for...
Cheers to...
Here's...
I'm still hoping it works out and we walk out of here with a clear plan. But maybe... We're right. It was probably...
Gentlemen, I think we can raise our goblets to the successful conclusion of the negotiations.
Is this supposed to be your secret weapon?
Like I said, miracles happen where you least expect them. Tell me, Godwin of the House of...
I bring nothing from the House of Odoran. But the widow of Waldstein and Sir Bojack of Kunstad will support our...
Both of them? Good heavens, what did...
This is going to be a long story, and I could use a drink. So if you'll excuse me, my lords?
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord. But we will wait with an army at our backs.
Yes. And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the Balbatim of all his subjects. Not only the Christians, our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslaus, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now
Those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas!
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore order immediately. And then I find out things are even more disordered than before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put it to rights.
You've already said that. I want to hear real solutions.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalties. We can have a few captured bandits executed as an example to others.
We do not care about bandits. We care about rebellious nobles and burghers. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration, the rebellious miners, and the dismal yields? And how is it even possible that a rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
What do you mean, sire?
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter, from right under your noses. Why haven't you done anything?
We don't know who is behind this.
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. And I advise you to do the same. Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere, point them to the Jewish quarter, and give them free rein to do anything. The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wenceslas' side. They need a warning.
We do not even have enough men to...
Marquardt, could you spare a few men for a while?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see? All you have to do is make sure the city rebel get their share. You could at least manage that, couldn't you? And if the thought should cross your minds that you would get rid of the debts to the Jewish moneylenders this way, forget about it. Your debts will remain, up to the last groschen. Only now you owe us directly. And while we are on the subject of money, has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Sire, the deposits are dwindling, and mining is becoming increasingly difficult. And to make matters worse, the miners started rebelling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them proper wages.
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Silence! How dare you oppose the kingdom's protector? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants! Chicken shits! Not any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
I apologize, sire. I'll do everything in my power to...
All I hear from you over and over again are excuses and prevarication. And results? None. I therefore placed the city council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is present here, with immediate effect. He will make sure you finally do your duty.
But, sire, that would be a violation of the privileges granted to us as a free mining town.
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges, not hide behind them. During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps tolerated. But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in the baths and lined your pockets. and let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike my brother, I am capable of creating order. And I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. Be they beggars, noblemen, or city councillors. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city and increase mining output. I want clear results, and you answer only to me and Sir Marquardt von Aulitz now. No one else. The council is dismissed. You, don't go anywhere, boy. Be so kind and remain here. Our throat has become rather dry. And we still wish to speak with our friend von Aulitz.
Yes, sire. As you wish, sire.
Between the two of us, Marquardt, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly, we have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, you are hard. Rightfully so. These councillors, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. And the same is true of the Jews.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the King's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks had a good year. We have concerns, friend. The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides. Would we had a proper army instead of human mercenaries? They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslas' reign brought to us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Otherin, and the rest will fall in line.
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough, sire.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace at least among themselves. Jobst does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red, boy.
I think Jobst is just waiting for the right moment. He'll switch sides when it suits him.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities, and get a couple more lords on my side. Then they take the threat of war seriously. And Hungary. If Bohemia is a wasp nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
But the wine is good here. To your health, Marquardt. And to your health too, boy. May your children grow in a land ruled by a good king.
Thank you, sire. You are too magnanimous.
Why? You did a good job. You can be proud of yourself.
To your health, Your Majesty.
First, we need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
We're working on it. While the council was meeting, Odorin won't give you any more trouble.
He and Ruthard are in it together. Once we get Odorin, we can handle Ruthard easily. Rabosh will be yours. After all, Otto has already got Malishov.
I appreciate your confidence, sire.
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer here.
For the king, red wine.
No, we shall have white. We have had enough of red.
White in this. Quickly! If Rabosh falls, others will follow.
I think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again.
If need be, we could use it to raise this town hall too. And I have some suggestions for other candidates.
Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
To bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall? Those sycophants will only benefit from war.
It's a splendid idea, but it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already that they can hide nothing from us.
There's been enough fretting, sire. You shall see. Soon we will drink to the conquest of another fortress.
You are right. So then, to victory. And you, boy, will you drink with us?
To
today's.
Why aren't you asleep?
I'm filled with rage. The roast was calling out food, begging to be eaten.
Did you hear that Lord Constantine is marrying Lord Holstein?
Parish priest has coited you, sweating at the altar.
Bet you made it all
Nelly
up
anyway.
anyway.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Look, the Margaret yacht.
I'm filled